Okay, so this is going to be our first in-house lesson on advertising, and what we're going to show, we created an ad and how we publish this ad everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see. Okay, can everybody see the screen? Just raise your hand. All right. Now, the first thing that we want to do, we have our ad that was created. So I'm going to open that ad. Okay. And we're going to save this ad under our name. Now, this is very important because when there's any kind of search, this ad will show up as NAAC weatherization. Okay. We'll say ad 1. Okay. So now when you search, when we post this, this will be searchable. It'll come up as NAAC weatherization or NAAC or weatherization. Okay, the next step, we have to create a new blog post on our webpage. So we're using Save Energy NJ, which is where we're putting this blog. And we hit new post, post title. Since this is urgent, we want to put breaking news. More money released to save energy. Then we drag our elements into the blog post and upload our ad image, which is NAAC weatherization ad 1. Now, there will be instances where you would create a link to this ad. However, when we are sharing it to social media, you do not want to create any kind of links. If you do, this ad picture will not show up in the social media link. So now we have to give it some text copy, which is, about the article. And my recommendation is to keep this article short and to the point. So we are allowed to use the U.S. Department of Energy's flyer to create ads from. So I have this flyer, and we're going to just do something quickly. So we want to pick what we would like to see on our ad. Maybe not. This is a little technical. This flyer is very technical, and we want to keep it short and to the point. So what I'm going to do is go to another tab. And I'll just use what we have on our page under Save Energy NJ. Okay, the state of New Jersey has released additional money. This is going to be perfect. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so the state of New Jersey has released additional funds for weatherization, heater and water heater replacement. It's urgent you take advantage of this opportunity to get your weatherization. broken heater or water heater replaced before the funds run out. Okay, we'll create a new paragraph there, new paragraph here. It says, please spread the word, especially the elders in the community that do not have access to this information. Okay, let's create another paragraph out of that. And then we want them to visit our website. And you must meet the qualifications. And this is a free grant program. And I have some hashtags in this. So then we also would like to put in a button so they can click our page. Let's see, where's the buttons?
So what, you're sending them to the landing page?
Yes. Well, I'm going to send them to the page where they can get free information. So we already have a link to our standard page, and that is under, I believe, see if you qualify. What is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good point. We'll send it right to the application process. Okay, and if we go into the application process tab, let's just check that tab. Application process. To see if you qualify page. I think I want to send it to the landing page, Annalise. The reason why is because it has this form that they can qualify for. So if we send them directly to the application process tab, it doesn't give the income guidelines. So let's change that button to the landing page, unlink it, and then link it to see if you qualify. Okay, it's as simple as that. You save it, you post it, and you publish. Now, the only thing that I say is sometimes you have to wait for the cookies, or you have to clear the cookies before you can post the ad. So since we had that up already, I'm going to, I won't be able to clear the cookies right now because it would also stop the Zoom meeting. So we will test it and see if the picture shows up. So we go back to Save Energy NJ. We go to our blog stories. Now this is the key. You can't share the blog link. You have to literally click the blog title and it changes it to the blog. You follow me? Then you share this link. Now I'm going to use the Facebook Business Suite. We'll go over how to create that later if you don't have one.
Can you say that again?
Okay. So if I were to just go to the blog, it says saveenergy.com blog. We cannot share this because it's going to pick up anything else. It might pick up a picture that you don't. What we want to share is we want to click the news story headline. Then it changes the bar, the information bar, to breaking news, more money released to save energy. Did I lose you? Do you get it?
Right. You want to link the direct post and not blog. Right.
Correct. You want to do the story. So we copy that. We go back into Business Suite, create a post, and it should load.
All right, so you just lost me. So now we're on Facebook, or now we're still in?
Yeah, now we're on Facebook.
Okay.
Now, okay, so now you got your look at your preview.
All right, so we left Weebly and we went to Facebook.
Yes, no. After Weebly, you want to open up the actual web page. So we open the actual web page after you saved it to Weebly.
So we get the link.
Then you hit the blog, and then you hit the story, the blog post, the headline. Now you want to put it in Facebook. That's your first page. You know, let's face it, everybody's on Facebook. Everybody has that, you know, in their hand. So you want to put it there first. So in order to save time, I'll go back to the story. Copy the actual story and use that same word copy, which also populates my hashtags.
Delete that, the link up top. Oh wait, no you can't. What happened?
Because I did the exact same story.
Link, Mom. C, Control C, so you can,
All right, let's go back. Because what it did was it gave me my whole blog. So that's what I was telling you. I want to control it, so I have to take this out. And I have to go back to this link again. And I cannot delete the whole link. So that it populates the correct picture. There we go, we're back. Then I want to go back into this story and at least take this part, not the whole thing because I just deleted my blog. And let's cross our fingers that, it's picking up saveenergynj.com. So you cannot put the, all right, let's see if it fixes it. Loading preview. It's still picking up saveenergy.com. You see how fickle this is? So we just do it again. Delete. Go back to the blog story. So that it picks up the right picture. Okay. All right. And then pick up the word copy. It'll pick it up eventually. I got to leave the website out. Oh, it still doesn't want to pick up the preview. Okay, so what I want to do is close this out altogether, discard that, and then create a new post and see if we can get this to show up right. It just takes a few times. Patience. Okay. Now, we will be careful not to populate the website itself. Let's see what it looks like. Phew, we got it. Okay. Then we publish. Okay, now if we go back to our home page, on the actual page. Okay, so I'm in Business Suite, so I'm going to have to get out of Business Suite, go over here and open Facebook, go to Pages, NAAC Community Redevelopment, and then we can see our ad. Now, the cool part about this is if I click this link, you can see it down at the bottom. This will take me directly to my web page. This button will take me to the startup page or the landing page. Then we just share this website to as many of our groups as possible. So I'm going to share to a group, Atlantic County. Post. So I'm having trouble posting it. Share to a page. I'm going to share it to my personal page. I'm going to include my original post. Share. Okay, so that's Facebook. So let's close out of Facebook. Facebook is done. Now, the next place that you would like, that you need to share this with is Blogger. And the reason why you want to share it with Blogger, NAAC companies, is because Blogger is owned by Google. And you know what that means. When anybody searches anything on Google, it's going to show up. So new post, and it's going to be the exact same method. You're going to put a picture in, the title. Okay, let's go back to our blog. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just go back to our original blog. We take the copy.
Now, what account are you in with Blogger?
You create your own.
So what is it? That's your Google. That's your Google. That's your regular main Google account.
This is a Google account, but this is a sub account just for NAAC companies that you can create as many blogs as you want.
So like right now, I'm looking at the corner of your screen, and it's showing. Now, which account are these? Is that at the corner of your screen?
This is under me, but I manage NAAC. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to choose the file, and we're choosing the same picture. Select. And I would like to make this a little bit bigger. Now, remember I said don't link these pictures, and the reason is you do not want to, you want this picture to show up when you share Google Blog to every place else. So let's save this.
So you have to create two different posts. One in Weebly is the first post, and then you recreate it in Blogger.
I recreated in Blogger. Correct. You want to do both blogs. You want to do both.
All right, so we're posting 3 times now. We're posting, the first is in Weebly, the second is in Facebook, and the third is in Blogger.
No, the method is you create 2 blogs and you share those blogs with all social media platforms.
Okay, so the first blog is Weebly and the second blog is actually Blogger.
Correct. Yeah. So let me make sure this is saved. I'll save this first and I'll show you. So we're under NAAC company blog. See, I have my personal, I have my realtor, I have my trading post, and NAAC company. So I like to keep them all separate. My personal one that also populates into, like, for when I publish a new book and I announce the new book, this one is directly linked to my Amazon account, but NAAC companies is not. So we want to go back in and edit this. So yes, it's important to have, I know it's a little cumbersome, but it's important to have both blogs. And you really don't, not necessarily have to create one over the other. Okay, so we would like to put in our text copy now. And I'm going to take this same thing, copy it, and paste it into Blogger. Okay. And And I will correct that in my other blog, by the way, if I see any corrections. Now, for Blogger, there's also labels. So, and they give you suggestions. Okay, so energy audit, energy savings, heater, home performance, NAAC companies, new heater, new hot water heater. They just show up. Weatherization. Okay, you want to put all those tags. These are essentially the same thing. They're hashtags. And then you publish this blog. You know what we did forget? Let's edit this blog. We did forget to put in how you contact us. So you can put in this blogger a link. Let's see, do I have a quick picture? Well, let me just put in the words contact us and show you. Contact us here. I'm going to put it in the center. Okay. Look, this is the cool part. Contact us here, link. Then you want to put in www.saveenergynj.com. Apply. Now that becomes a clickable link. You can change the coloring. You can make it larger. Let's do that. Let's make it larger. Largest. Okay, contact us here. Let's change the coloring to red so it stands out, but it's blue because it's a link. So let's change it to see if I can change it to red. Yep. So update. Now that link will show now on, this is our NAAC companies. I know, I don't know if anybody knew we had this. This will show, contact us here should be a clickable link. It'll show when it's not just a preview. It'll be a clickable link. Okay, so we'll close the preview. Now, when you share this one, this brings your link all over the world under NAAC companies. So let's test it. Let's see, NAAC. Wrong NAAC. NAAC, New Jersey. Native American names. Let's look at images. Okay. Here's some of the images that we have associated with our account now. And some more images. So if we go to all, you see we have our Google ads, and then we have our websites that show up. So this was posted as a part of our ads. This is on another platform that we have. This is Google My Business. These are some of the previous ads that Savannah did. This is also very important to put everything on Google My Business because it shows up here. So when people look for, our company or weatherization, it's automatically going to show up on the sidebar. So are you guys getting the flow of how to and where things show up? No feedback? Okay. All right. Now the other places we want to share our blogs would be, okay, so here's the share button. Now I usually do this from my phone, so it's kind of difficult. You know, what the heck, let's do it from the phone. Okay, I want to show you guys. Now, on my phone, I have all my social media platforms. So I'll open Blogger on my phone. Okay. Then I'll open NAAC companies, and we see the ad. Now, this is really cool. There's a share button at the bottom, and it shows me every place, all the social media platforms that I can share this ad to. So the first place that I want to share, okay, we already have it shared to Facebook. I want to share it to my Flipboard account. Now I have a Flipboard magazine, and I just share it to South Jersey, and it's shared. Open the share button. I can share it to Nextdoor, which is another app. Just push Nextdoor, and then free weatherization. You can actually create ads and share them with every social media platform from your new computerized cell phone, because the cell phones are literally like a computer. So you can create the blog. You can take a picture of, you know, if you raise dogs. So you take a picture of your dog, you upload it into Blogger, and then you share it from there. So let's share. I'm going to copy to the clipboard now. So there's a little button that says copy to clipboard. So now it's copied to the clipboard. I'm going to share it to the other platforms that don't allow the share. So I'm going to share it to LinkedIn. We'll just do one at a time. Okay, post. Free weatherization, and add the add copy. All I do is push my finger down, push paste. It loads the preview, and I post. And I add hashtags. So let's add, see what hashtags come up. Okay, I'm gonna put free weatherization and post. And now it just posted to my LinkedIn account view. Okay. So you can do, you know, there's really no excuses not to do ads, because you can literally do ads from your phone all day long. You don't even need a computer any longer. So Pinterest is simple. So you just open Pinterest, you copy the link, create a pin, new, okay, and add the picture once you add the link. So there's Google My Business, which is really important because that's the sidebar that I was telling you about. So we want to go to Native American Advancement Corp on Google My Business. We want to post, add an update, add the picture, okay, this picture I have to download still to this. Okay, so before you get to that, you have to really literally download that same picture to your cell phone that you created, if it's not on there already, before you can post it. So that is how we get the ad out there to all our social media platforms, and so that we're successful with using the spider web of the World Wide Web so that everything's attached. By using hashtags, by labeling our picture and by sharing those 2 blog posts with as many social media platforms as possible. And it leads back to your landing page. And that's what we call a linkable ad, as opposed to a flat ad, which is just putting a picture on the platform. So do we want to, I'm going to stop the screen share. Does anybody have any questions? This is the time to ask.
Yeah, so do you find that it's easier for you to use your tablet and cell phone versus the PC?
I find it much easier to use on my phone. I have mastered it on the phone. Much easier to use on the phone. And the reason is because I have the phone with me at all times. You know, I do a lot of ads about the farm. So let's say I, have a cute picture of the guinea hens, and I have 200 guinea hens to sell. So I'll quickly say, okay, here's the guinea hen. Let me put it in a blog post, share the blog post with all my social media platforms. Also, what's really cool is Weebly has an app. So I also put it in Weebly. So it's right there at my fingertips. So I can create a blog post through Weebly.
So basically, like with Savannah with Fitstick. So
yeah.
So if she's out with Tyler, they're doing some cute stuff with the dog. She records it on her iPhone, pulls up Weebly, starts at Weebly, posts just a pic, but make sure that she labels the name of the pic. So right. the pic should be Fitstick, whatever she wants.
It should come up as Fitstick.
But because the first part is the picture itself needs to be searchable.
It needs to be, you want it to, right. You want everything that ties to you to be searchable to you. Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everything ties back to
ownership of that picture.
Right. And it starts there. And so even if it's just really quick, she could say, well, I'm going to pull whatever she wants from her content, copy, paste, label the picture, then boom. And then just starts applying to each one of these platforms.
Correct.
You're saying you can do it on the phone, but in order to do real time and to stay relevant, because we're content creators first. So you're saying that keeps us in the game.
Correct. And you can and I recommend learning how to do 100% from your cell phone. And the reason is that a lot of the apps don't have computer apps. You can't post anything to Instagram from the computer unless you're doing it directly through Facebook, and Instagram doesn't allow links.
So it sounds like I need to get a new cell phone.
Well, no, my cell phone is from 2018.
Yeah, but I have memory issues already with this thing.
I dump my memory all the time. I upload all my pictures.
So that would be the next.
My pictures to Google and keep it clean.
Okay, so that's the next question. So
I use it as a tool. I use it as a marketing tool. I use my cell phone as a marketing tool.
So really, the first step is to create that, like we said before, our Gmail account. Basically, our Google account is the engine that drives everything.
Yes. Now, you can still do it on Bing and all the other search engines. However, Google drives the world right now.
Right.
So
okay. Because right now my setting is if I take a video, it automatically backs up to my Google Photos.
Correct.
Under Circ22 Gmail.
Yes.
But what you're saying is I need to make sure that they're going under the red spade.
No, it doesn't matter where you store it, as long as you're able to change the name of it. It's not even necessary to change the name of it, but you can change the name of it in your phone. You don't want to populate it directly from Google Photos. You want to populate it from your phone, and then when it uploads as a backup to Google Photos, then you want to delete it later. Also.
Okay, so I should be clicking that rename?
Yes. Yeah. And it's not absolutely necessary. However, I
No,
recommend
I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah, it is searchable. So
Right. I think it's imperative. Because like you said, that's how you're going to come up.
Yes. And then, you know, I have that YouTube video already on how to create all your Google accounts. If you just do the Play Store and type in Google, you'll see the amount of apps they already have available to help you run your business from your phone. So they have several apps that you can download to see. The only ones that I really recommend, I highly recommend, is Blogger, which is an app from Google, and then Google My Business. I say get your Google My Business card as soon as it even tells you this is NAAC company. This is how many views we've had. This is on-time searches and views. Views 926, searches 466, activity 695. Okay, map views, we went up 343%, which is 82%. So these are just the latest stories that we put up. This is really critical because if we're putting hashtag weatherization, if we're putting hashtag weatherization on all of these ads, then these ads will start showing up under weatherization. When somebody Googles weatherization or save energy or lower my fuel bills or anything of that sort, and we have hashtags on all of it, then we're going to be at the top of the search engine eventually. And, and it's not going to be fake or forced, but it's going to be a natural progression, which is what you want.
Right. And that's how we make it organic.
Right. And then you have to offer as much advice and stories. We don't want to just, you know, put a picture up and say hashtag Red Bullies or whatever your thing is. We want to say, okay, well, this is the benefit of having these bulldogs, and this is why. And you give them a couple of sentences. Something you want to give a value-added content. You always want to make sure that whatever you're offering is going to make somebody's life better. So, and it's all about what you're offering to the other person, not what you're gaining from another person. So we never want to look at, okay, well, how many people viewed this for ego reasons. We want to look at how many people viewed this is if this is an effective ad. So, and you know, of course, dogs are very effective ads.
So every day we should be just like we did with NAAC. What do people need to know? Like, what do we need to share with people today? Like, that's the way we need it. That's our thought process needs to be. What do we need? What's the most important thing for people to know of the day? Right. Or not even most important, but like, what do we want to share?
Right. Well, is it a rhetorical question, or are you asking what are we sharing? Today we're sharing how to create or how to increase your ad space, your free ad space on the World Wide Web. www. That's what we're here today. So, you know, I wanted to share that because we had to create an ad from NAAC, because we have to let everybody know that we have additional funds from the state of New Jersey that have to go into people's homes. So this was a perfect time saying, okay, we have to create a new ad. This is the process of how we do it. So, and this is, I mean, yes, it's simple, but yes, it does have some, you know, issues like what you saw with Facebook. If there's another website link, then it's going to pull the picture from that website link. And it can be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating. So, you know, it just takes a few times, and, you know, once you get this, once you get it down pat, every time you place an ad, then you know that it's going to pick up the picture where you want it to pick. Now, it's just preparing, and it's just preparing a small article and having your picture ready. You want to do those two things first. And then you share that same article and that same picture with the world. So it gets into more people's hands. because people really don't see anything else but what is in their hand anymore. It gets into more people's hands. Okay. Savannah, you don't have any questions? You're doing a lot of advertising. You have a question, Lou?
Yeah. What is the difference between creating on your desktop computer and the laptop and tablet and your phone? What's the difference between them? Because I know they don't all work the same. Some have capabilities where the other ones don't.
Correct. Now, if you're doing a Word doc that you're going to change into a picture ad, then you must use something that has Word. But if you're not doing a Word doc and you can create a Pixabay account, and then you can create a Canva account or a Poster My Wall account and do all of that from your cell phone. You can do all of the same thing from your computer. However, some apps, some places or companies don't have apps. Mm-hmm. So, but there's workarounds. So I used to do my Alignable account, which I have an Alignable account. They don't have an app, but they have a website. So what I learned was I can create a link to the website on my home screen and use it like an app. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. Now, you really don't need, as a matter of fact, I think it's more advantageous to use the cell phone than it is the computer. Now, with Facebook, I noticed there's a thing with Facebook. Now, I shared this ad on my home screen, okay? But it did not allow me on the computer to share the Word copy.
Yeah.
But on my phone, however, it allows me to share the Word copy that's on the top. Plus, I have more capabilities to share on my phone in more places than I do on the computer. So there's some missing links when you do it on the computer versus, you can share it to a page of story, share it to a group, and then there's more options where I can share this outside of Facebook through the phone.
Okay, so the bottom line is it's better to have both to work with, so that where you're lacking in one spot, you can go from the other it's like your phone or your laptop or whatever, you can combine them together eventually into one piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's easier sometimes to do, a large ad copy on a tablet and a computer because you have to put the words in the right places and so forth. Right. However, it's easier to do all the sharing and the linking through the cell phone.
Yeah, because I know when I go on, I'm not a big Facebook person, but when I use my phone for my Facebook, it allows me a certain realm. And then when I go on my Facebook, I have a bigger spectrum.
Right.
And my laptop will also allow me to do things more freely where my phone don't.
Yes. Yeah. You can create easier on your laptop and on your computer, but it's easier to share it through your cell phone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, talking about that same vein about, because for me personally, I'm thinking, well, I can sit down for one day on my laptop or my PC and schedule out my content. I might not be able to schedule out my photos because I may want to just take photos as I take them and then copy and paste from Drive into each post, but I could probably schedule out. So my question is to you is, how far in advance do you schedule out your ads?
I never schedule out. I know the feature's there. I did try to schedule out ads in the beginning. However, I would miss a day and not share it. So, let's face it, no one's going to go to the website unless they really find your website and need your website. So your website is just what it is, a landing page. You have to share, they're not going to have my website readily on their phone. They're going to have Facebook or Twitter or one of those apps readily on their phone. So when you're just putting content out there on your Facebook or your blogger, and it's just sitting there, then it's going to be a very slow, organic population into, anybody finding you. The key is sharing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not a big Facebook person, but I am on Instagram and stuff. So when I tried to start an account for weatherization for Instagram account, the hardest part wasn't like posting stuff, but trying to find different groups to put it out to. So how do you find the right groups?
Okay, so that's the issue with Instagram. Instagram was created so that you can take a picture and instantly gram it to everybody. So that's why, because you have to use every platform for what it's used for. So you're not gonna post your daily pictures of your alpacas on LinkedIn, but you'll post your daily pictures of your alpacas on Instagram. There's no link. You can't link anything on Instagram. You can hashtag it, but it's for, you're done your hard day of work and you're outside sitting underneath the tree and you just want to check the pretty pictures on Instagram. That's Instagram. Now, there's a lot of ads going on in Instagram. You can pay for an ad on Instagram and it links to your website. And I have paid ads on my Instagram, which then it goes to everybody. It goes outside of your circle when you pay for an ad. But my return on investment wasn't very good when I paid for, and it could have just been my content because it was a specific event. So it had a lot of views, but it didn't have a lot of click-through. So if you want to pay for ads, I don't recommend any business in the beginning pay for Facebook ads or Instagram ads or Pinterest ads. You can pay for them unless you have a product in hand ready to sell. So if you're just building your business, then you just want to offer copy. You just want to offer stories. You just want to share. When you have something to sell, then you want to post an ad that goes, outside of your realm of your people. Because Instagram, and once you pay for an ad, it goes outside of your territory unless you use hashtags. Now, if you use hashtags, I recommend using hashtags that are followed by many, as well as hashtags that are followed by few, and anything in between. And the reason is, if you're using hashtags that are followed by many, unless you're popular, your hashtag's not going to be seen on the first original pages, on the latest pages. Hashtags are very funny. People think, let's search the most, the group with the most hashtags. So, there's 100,000 people on this hashtag. Well, if you're not a very popular, you don't have a very popular product yet and you're brand new, you're going to be way down on the list. So you're not going to be seen in the top. So that's hashtags.
Doesn't that also put your business in jeopardy of not being seen, but giving someone else an opportunity to get in that spot too? Like weatherization. If you hashtag weatherization, it's going to come up with, like the electric company, that's going to come up with Comfort Partners, Green Life, everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
you're gonna tag yourself with all your competition. But
right.
The only thing, like for weatherization, the only competition, we only have one competition in our territories of Atlantic and Cape May.
Right.
But you're right. So if you're selling parakeets and the whole world is buying parakeets and you do hashtag parakeets, then you have put yourself in competition with everybody or the best people that sell the parakeets.
And we want to be above that.
And you want to be right. You don't want to put yourself. You don't want to have competition. Yeah.
So how do we change that?
You can't.
From happening?
You can't. There's no way to change that. Just being aware. So, and the only thing we can do is to have something that's different. We have to test our ads. We have to test our organic ads to find out what is popular, what people like to see.
Mhm.
And then, we stick to that type of ad. You stick to that type of ad. So you post something, and if you see that people are responding to it, then you keep on that same type of ad.
Would it be wrong for us to ask the clients if they have Facebook, if they would friend us when we take in an
Yeah,
application?
and that's a very good thing to do. Everybody does that. That's a good point, and we should be picking that up. It's like, like us on our social media pages.
Hmm. I mean, I do on my signature tag that I had to recreate.
Mhm.
I do have our Facebook on there,
Right.
and so I always tell them all contacts in signature tag below.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that they're actually going to go to it. But
No.
if we ask them if they have a Facebook, maybe we can get their Facebook
We can't do, yeah, we're
invite
not-
and just invite them that way.
yeah, we can't, when you're a business page, unless they're your personal friends, you really can't invite them. They can like your face, they can like your page.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I see John, your wheels are turning.
Well, he knows how to ask the questions.
Yeah. Well, I know he's got a plan going. So, but we just posted that weatherization ad. We'll all take it. We'll all keep an eye on it to see how well it's doing. If it's doing well, then we'll continue with that same type of ad.
And can always use for example, like you just showed that I've used ads in Google My Business, and can always use those ads and post them on the other social media.
Correct.
That you also have
Correct.
talked to us about.
Yeah.
Now, I've never heard of Weebly, so is it something you can create an ad on, or is that where you just
John was the one that introduced me to Weebly. So John, you don't have your web pages on Weebly?
Yeah, everything's on Weebly.
Okay.
All
so
my
you
sites
have
are
it
always
introduced- so
all
you
my
got
sites are
introduced-
all on Weebly. Like her fit stick, that's on Weebly. You're already on Weebly, you just don't know it, man.
So she just has to create a Google a blog section.
Right.
So what all does Weebly do?
Weebly is where we host all of our websites.
Okay, but I mean, does it do anything else other than just advertisement?
It's just a website hosting.
Okay.
Well, you can do.
It's got
a lot of features on it.
Pardon me?
I said, yeah, it's got a lot. It's integrated. It's got a lot of features on it.
It does have a lot of features. You can do, mailing. You can do website. So there's other ways to do ads, and the other one that I do, where we do an ad and it leads back to that landing page.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that shows up on Weebly.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said because somebody came to the door.
That's fine. Weebly, okay, so Weebly has a lot of features. It has a lot of features that, let's see, that we just worked on BizNet. So remember all the things that we got back through Weebly when people contacted us? That shows up on Weebly on your cell phone if somebody contacts you. So that's, some of the other features that Weebly has. So I don't have anything else to teach in this session. So if you're done, we can figure out what we need to do in the next session. If we need to learn how to create the actual account, we can go over that, or I can do that personally with you. Google or whatever that you need to have created.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a session on the Google account and how important the Google account is.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
Also, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
So I think like Adam and Sean should be included in our next Zoom meeting about this, because Adam had a great line for an ad today.
Yes, he did.
You know, so I feel like they can come up with good ideas too, especially since they go to these houses all the time. They see the houses and they can see what people want to hear to make them feel comfortable about letting us come into their home and to help them save money. So I feel like they'd be good at, you know, helping. I mean, they don't have to help us out, but they can give us ideas, and they can also, like, for example, you know, they could also do it on their phone at home as well. You know, they don't have to be here to do it or to even be on the meeting anyways.
Right. Well, I mean, there are Adam and Sean are our first line of sales and service. Well, besides you guys. I mean, you guys are the initial. Yeah. But they're the first actual face that our customers and our market see before our guys. I mean, they set the tone for everything. Yeah. They set
they go to the house, they know, they know what the client needs. Like, you know, a lot of times he said the clients don't even realize there's an attic.
Right.
You know, and that's where's your most of your heat loss is through the attic. So, you know, we can, that's a very good suggestion. We'll use the guys because the guys, you know, we have to educate the client. So we can
also sit them down and say, you know, basically do what you did today. And, you know, some guys aren't going to be interested in the ads, but ideas, we can always use ideas and we can make the ads, but getting ideas from people who actually are in the homes and talk to the people in person, I think that'd be smart too.
You know, that's a really good idea. And I think we should implement that as soon as possible, John, like maybe us having a group session on exactly what the guys are going through with weatherization to help, you know, to help educate the clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean,
that's an awesome idea. So, I mean, we can.
And they should have that script, right? And like when our guys get done, they need to be able to say, and Mrs. Smith, please let us know who else while we're here, you know, that we could reach out.
They can also educate us as well.
Program.
Right.
Well, they can also educate us as well.
We can do a session on just attics and finding out where the heat loss is in the attic.
Sure.
So that we can, you know.
I mean, I see a big picture. Like for me personally, I see like a YouTube channel. I see when the two of them get back in a truck, for them to even have a 30-second spotlight. You know, they don't need to obviously, you know, disclosure is important. We don't talk about the who and clients or the personal information, but they could say from this, there's probably a lot of homeowners that have the same problem that we just went through, you know?
Right.
To say within this attic space, it's at this CFM is it should be here, and I wonder how, you know, almost like a very good information site, like a do it yourselfers. I see them all the time.
I watch
and no one else has more knowledge about this than the guys. If we incorporate the guys like into these videos and into our ideas, that can educate all of us into knowing what's, you know, going on outside, because we can hear people's stories, we can talk to them on the phone, but we're not there. We don't, you know, we're not there to see it with our own eyes and to, you know, be there.
Here's our channel. We haven't, you know.
And we got to update our pictures as well, Ty.
Exactly. We need to update our pictures as well. But we do have a channel, and we did, you know, we were doing very well, and it explains exactly what we do. But, you know, this is what, 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. So this is an opportunity that we haven't been, you know, paying attention to. But Native Advancement does have a channel. And you're right. And if we share this ad, this is a what is weatherization ad, we can share this on our social media platforms. So you know, this is a great opportunity to get the guys on these Zoom sessions, because now it's easier to record these sessions for people, so that we can, you know, share the Zoom and share exactly what they went through in the attic, and then upload it to our YouTube channel. It gives us more content. Mm-hmm. So that people are aware of how we save energy for people. So I think we can implement that like right away. So
Would you have
we
to-
take pictures?
If they were to put in photos of like the inside of the attic that they're working on for their conversation, would we have to get some kind of
Yes.
disclosure sign
Yes,
from the
we have
client?
we do have-
Yeah,
We have one of
we
those.
get releases. We'd have
Yeah,
to
I know
get
we have
releases
one.
signed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
get
have,
we-
releases signed with each homeowner, and we let them know it's for education.
correct.
Just like we do, just like when you call your credit card or your bank, they say this will be recorded for education purposes. And
Correct.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I forget what the client's name, but remember the lady that we went to her mobile home to weatherize her home?
I used
We
her
did
the
a
last
newspaper
time that we did.
Can we use her pictures on in our blog and that?
We just did a video and we just posted that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We just did that.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
have Instagram.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't on
I don't-
Instagram, it was on-
What if we did interviews
we could do. We
of
could do interviews.
like the clients? Like how was your experience with us?
Mhm.
You know, get interviews for people
can
to
do that.
see what our clients have
We
said.
haven't
Like,
had
this
an
is our
interview in
clients.
many years, so
Well-
definitely.
How would we do that? That was a suggestion I made a couple years ago
Well,
about
we had an
talking to
interview
the
with one
clients and
lady
stuff
and it
like
went
that.
into the newspaper. We
Right,
had an
right.
interview, yeah.
But I mean, on a more, like maybe once or twice a month, if we get a house that's been really good, the people are really respectful and everything.
Well,
Would
we
we
have to
schedule
ask
an
every
appointment to go
client.
there?
Yeah, you have to ask every client to see if they'll be willing to do an interview.
Mhm. So would we put it?
But the problem is with that, you have to have somebody that's going to be a professional interviewer. We don't have that capabilities here. But if you do it through a newspaper, then the article becomes the newspapers, and then you can share the newspaper article that way through all your instant media. But you have to share. The bottom line is you have to share.
Right.
You can't just let it post on either in a newspaper or the blog or the blogger. You have to share the story in order for it to get out. That's the key, is sharing. So, you know, it's easy to create the ads. It's easy to create the ad copy, but it's not easy to figure out, okay, let's share it here, let's share it there.
Right.
So we just share it in both places, blog and blogger, and then share those two stories, you know, those two instances in different areas, and where you want them to lead back to your landing page to get their information. Okay?
Gotcha.
So, and it's good to get everybody else to share our stories as well. Like I have a small group of people that share my stories, that share my stories when I post it. And I understand what you mean that you're not big on Facebook, because, you know, let's face it, we're consuming more than we're producing when we're looking at all those social media pages. But if you were to create a Facebook page and only follow those interests that you have and look at it once a day for consuming, you give yourself 5 minutes and you consume all the information that you can on all your social media platforms. This is exactly what I do. 5 minutes in the morning, okay, I feel good, I did it, I'm done. Till the next day. Then after that, I produce. So I produce more than I consume. So I'll look at it, it's, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning. I look at all the social media platforms. What's out there? Is anything good? Do I need anything? Then I produce. Put it away for the entire day. Don't follow it. Which is unlike it's not like what we want our clients to look at it at least once a day. They want to be able to see our ad at least once a day. You know, we don't want to put out too much. We don't want to put out something every day because then it becomes too watered down. And you don't want to put it out too infrequently. So you want to put out something at least once a week on whatever your subject is, at least once a week, a couple times a week. And no more than one a day, because once you start putting in 2, 3, 4, 5, then people start muting you. They will mute you.
Yeah, before before I even do anything, like regardless if it's a store or a website or whatever I get into, usually I always look at reviews. So if we get reviews, that's the first thing people are looking at. Like, is this a real company? You know, what do people think? How, are the customers happy? So I
Reviews
definitely
are
think,
important, but I like to get them organically.
yeah.
I never like to ask for a review. We have very few reviews, but the reviews that we have are very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And because, you know, you can ask for a review and people will put out, you know, and it's very generic because, and you can tell when you ask for a review. You can tell by the reviews. But when somebody spends, you know, you're not asking them and, you know, it's in their heart to leave a review because you really saved them, whatever it is, or, you know, provided a value added product, then that review stands out because it comes from the heart. So when you see a lot of reviews, to me, when you see a lot of reviews, then be very leery because, you know, a lot of times people have asked for reviews. Can you review us? Can you review us on Google? You know, there's even an ad. Can you review us now? Can you review us now? Yeah, this is a great company.
Yeah, those
I
are
really like
annoying.
their service.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only so many things you can say. You know, oh, they had great customer service on the phone. Oh, the staff was so nice. You know, those are generic reviews.
Right.
Because if
Yeah,
you don't have anything to say, you're just going to make up something to say.
yeah, I definitely think we have a lot of good ideas we can definitely put in action.
Yeah. And
sure.
We need to put them in action because, you know, right now, this is, like you said, this is our tough season. You know, we're working at the shore, working in Atlantic and Cape May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Atlantic and Cape May, that's why they live down there. Obviously, they want to be at the beach. You know, you want to do what to my house now? I'm sorry, but I'm at the beach. You have 1 hour, then I'm out.
Right.
So, but there are people out there that don't know about us, and you know, those are, you know, this doesn't cover everything either. You have the elderly people that really, you know, and you still have to do that old-fashioned hand out flyers at the social service organizations. We still have to cover that. We still have to cover those things. We still have to put out flyers in Wawa and wherever they allow us to. We still have to do those things. Not everybody's on social media. And how do you get a hold of the, you know, the elderly lady that, you know, has to go to the grocery store? You put the flyer in the grocery store. But we still have to maintain those types of outlets as well. So we're ready to grow this business?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
It's time, 2.0.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it was helpful.
Yeah, big time.
Definitely.
Okay. Because I know you guys keep asking, well, how do you do those ads and how do you share them, blah, blah, blah. And if you Google my name, you know, that was by accident. That was by accident. Huh?
It makes sense, and it's good to see how the whole chain works.
How the whole chain works. Yes. How the whole chain works. So, okay. So I will let you guys go. That was longer than I thought.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Do we have a company camera to take pictures, or do we use like phones or something?
We do have some company cameras, but I'll tell you, I retired my nice camera because my cell phone takes pictures that are just as good. Okay. It's not better. You can do everything from your cell phone. I'm telling you, it's a little computer. I'm excited. It's a little computer if you really learn it.
Oh yeah, I use my cell phone for. I was just saying, like, for our pictures that we're going to be taking, I didn't know if we're taking them on a camera or we can take them on our phones or whatever. So I just figured I'd ask to see. Yeah. Because I wasn't here when you guys took pictures, so I just wanted to get on the same page on how we're doing that.
We need to get new pictures. The pictures we took were in the old office.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for the last video, but I had to get the word out, so that was all I had. So we had to hurry up and do that. And then we can also do a session on all the places that all the tools that we use. We use a lot of tools. We use Pixabay and Biteables. There's a lot of
Yeah.
tools out there so that we can create this great ad copy. And I don't mind sharing. You know, it's one thing to share it, but it's another thing for the end user to use it. So, and it's free information. So we're good? No more questions?
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right. I will post this,
Thank you.
okay? All right, bye everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.